Today on Unsolved, Florida, we are going to be talking about a mother and a grandmother who was shot to death in her own home with no motive, no explanation. It's been 20 years and her family is still without answers. Patricia Sofia was only 51 years old and living in Bellevue, Florida at the time of her death in January of 2005. She worked at the local Walmart and was known for keeping a strict routine. Her coworkers described her as predictable, dependable, and reliable, so when she failed to show up to work, they knew something was wrong. Her family tried to reach her, but when she failed to respond, her son Santo sadly went to her home on January 11th. After entering her back door that was unlocked, he found his mother dead from a gunshot wound and called 911. Something to note is Patricia's home was back off the main road. It was a modest mobile home surrounded by typical Florida woods. So it was not an apartment, not a condo, it was kind of secluded, but she did have family that lived very close. Investigators have released that Patricia's cause of death was a single gunshot wound, but haven't released where she was shot, time of death, or any other details about the crime scene. Her death was ruled a homicide, which is why we're talking about her today. There are a few odd things that were noticed by news crews and family members, such as a red Ford Escort and a blue Ford Taurus that were parked in the area of her front yard, roped off with crime scene tape. Police have not mentioned who the cars belong to, but I assume they belong to Patricia. Two other cars that did not appear in working order were near the rear of Patricia's home. It is unclear based on my research if she lived alone at the time she passed, but I am assuming so since the sheriff revealed Patricia's husband, Sam Sofia, had died of cancer in 2001, 4 years prior to her murder. The article also stated that toys were found outside near her front door, which I'm assuming is children's toys since she had grandchildren, pictured here, and they visited often. There were poinsettias lined in her front windows, and keep in mind this is only the second week of January when she was found. A lawnmower was left between trees, a place that the news article reported seemed like it was just left and abandoned, perhaps mid-use. Lastly, an exercise bench was near the home outside. Patricia's daughter stated in a local news article that her mom was busy but seemed happy. She was redecorating her house and she had been painting rooms after the holiday season. Christina also added that her mom was very family-oriented, polite, and kept to herself. Her coworkers at Walmart only spoke praises of Patricia and put up a memorial in the store just days after hearing of her death. She spent every weekend with her family and grandchildren, and whatever they did during the weekend, she energetically filled in her coworkers the next day at work. Authorities since the shooting have said they can find no clear motive and are trying to establish a timeline of what Patricia did in the days before her death. She had no known enemies. They believe someone in the Marion County community still holds answers that could bring peace to her family and her killer to justice. If you know anything about Patricia's case, you can stay anonymous by calling Crime Stoppers at 352-368-7867. Please help me keep Patricia's memory alive and get answers for her family by sharing this video, especially if you are local to the Marion County, Florida area. That's all I have today. We'll see you next time on Unsolved, Florida.